Goodbye, everybody. It's January 31st, and you know what that means. Yeah, draw cab, Lanny Ocean. Of course, that's National Backwards Day. It's a day to wear your shirt backwards, have dessert for breakfast, and go out the back door. It's time to celebrate. Ted dear joy! You Tried Dat, Backwards Day. Here with my pals. I'm Nick Nowak with my pals. Chad Hancock.
Deuces.
Nick Geiger.
Yep.
We're running the whole show backwards today for National Backwards Day.
Wow.
Crazy.
That's right. So wear your clothes backwards. Have you guys ever done that? Worn those backwards? Geiger, you famously wore your underwear inside out one day to work or something.
Underwear inside out. I wore two belts one time. That's not really backwards. It's just fucking dumb.
It's kind of backwards and fucked up in a way.
Yeah. I walked around all day with a pair of socks balled up in my shirt one time because it got stuck in there in the laundry and I didn't realize it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very, very desensitized to the world in the mornings. Just put it that way.
I put on shirts. I put on my pajama shirt backwards fairly frequently, actually, because I'm half asleep when I'm putting it on.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a pretty good story that I just told.
Great.
Pretty exciting.
This time we're going to run out of content at the beginning instead of at the end.
Oh, remember that hilarious running joke we had all episode? Let's bang that one a few more times.
Yeah, about me putting a shirt on backwards. Look, guys, that was the culmination of a very hilarious series of jokes there of me putting the shirt on backwards. I just want you to know. So prepare yourselves, listeners, because you're gonna see how it was built.
It'll bear a lot more fruit, yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna watch it be deconstructed over the course of the episode.
I wish we put together something so brilliant. It all worked backwards.
I wish we knew this episode was going to be backward more than 15 minutes ago. We could have played
the very last line of the episode is just me saying and then one morning I woke up and I wondered what would happen if my pajama shirt had been on backwards, and the whole audience just bravo, amazing craftsmanship.
So we usually, shoot the shit for the first 15 minutes, but we're going to do it at the last 15 minutes. So we're going to start with our final snack today. So we're going to get right into our final snack.
Wait, hold on. We'll do the social media clip at the beginning. Real quick.
Yeah, the social media. Yeah, I forgot.
I got to hit the social medias. I'm going to do this all backward. Ready? No, I'm not going to do it. That was my attempt at Twitter. Hashtag and Tried Dat on Twitter. I was trying to say Twitter.
Were you trying to say Twitter, or were you having a stroke?
Couldn't Twitter have the decency to be a palindrome? You can put us on your radar. Don't have to worry about that one. You tried it at gmail.com. You tried it on YouTube, Instagram. You tried that group on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Let us know what you think of this episode once you actually get through it. If you want to suggest some snacks, if you agree with all these ratings, I mean, it's pretty incredible what we rated these snacks, huh, guys? Or even what they were. You'll find out. Let us know. And as always, thanks for listening.
All right. So let's get into our final snack. We're going to have the Snack Club Everything Bagel Cashews. And Snack Club is SNAK for those of you who like to look these up. It's the roasted whole cashews with everything bagel seasoning. How do you guys feel about either everything seasoning or cashews?
I never eat cashews. We never really have cashews in the house because my wife is deathly allergic to them. And I just don't care about them that much. But I do really like everything seasoning. We actually have a jar of everything seasoning in our spice rack that we'll put on avocado toast or popcorn. And everything bagel is probably my favorite bagel. So I don't know. These could be good.
Yeah, I like everything seasoning or everything bagels. It's my normal bagel that I choose is sesame seed, but everything is a good. They often have everything at the office, and that's what I would. It's a good secondary one. Although sometimes I will say about the everything, it tends to be sometimes dominated by the onion. But other than that, I think it's pretty good. And I do love cashews. Cashews are my favorite. One of my favorite nuts.
Well, let me ask you: are cashews normally soft, like this, or is that because they expired 6 months ago?
Cashews are softer of the nuts. They're pretty velvety.
The everything seasoning, according to the ingredients on this bag, is black and white sesame seeds, salt, dehydrated garlic, dehydrated onion, and poppy seeds. So, like Geiger says, it's a pretty strong onion flavor. The onion and garlic is very strong. This does taste a lot like having an everything bagel. The seasoning is right on.
You like an everything bagel, Novak?
I like it better than I think with the cream cheese. It goes well with that everything seasoning.
Yeah,
it's not something I get frequently, but if someone handed to me at a party, then I would eat it.
You like a nothing bagel, right? Otherwise known as plain.
Yes, I actually do. I'll get plain bagel quite a bit, but I also like.
I'm sorry, what? What kind of bagel? It's a nothing bagel. Right?
Nothing.
Yeah,
nothing bagel, right?
Yeah.
Or an Asiago cheese bagel. Is another one I'll frequently get. What are your bagel choice?
I go everything top, like I said. I do like a plain bagel, but I don't think I'd put it in the top 3. I think maybe sesame seed number 2. And then I know this is a controversial choice, but I like cinnamon raisin
Don't
a
say
lot.
it. No.
And I think cinnamon raisin is really good, but that's just because I love raisins so much. But I know it's always like the last bagel left in the thing, which is great for me.
Cinnamon raisins trash. I like sesame seed bagel tops. Everything bagel is up there too. I would also say, and maybe this is not a different bagel, but I know Novak, there's a bagel place by your place that I've tried, and they have like plain, and they also have like an egg bagel, and I like that egg bagel. I'm trying really hard to make sure I do it the right way. I don't want to. So it's got a vague flavor that I really enjoy of the bagel.
Egg bagel's good.
Yeah, honestly, bagels are depending on where you get them. There's a huge difference, and we live where there's a large Jewish population, so there's a lot of Jewish delis, and the bagels are so good, as opposed to going to like Einstein or something where they're just trashy,
right.
Or eating like a Thomas bagel, which doesn't even taste like eating a bagel really.
Now for cream cheese spreads on there, I pretty much it's just plain for me or nothing else. I really don't like.
Wow.
I'll do the salmon one once in a while, like the lox version. But other than that, I don't want don't give me veggie. Don't give me red pepper cream cheese or strawberry cream cheese. Give me plain ass cream cheese or get the fuck out.
I agree. Plain cream cheese. Chad, what do you get?
You don't like a chive cream cheese?
Chive is okay.
It's fine.
Chive's okay.
Yeah. I'll take like a chive or some kind of seasoning, right? Like I do love plain cream cheese.
Everything bagel?
I don't want something that is like super everything seasoning in my on my everything bagel. I agree with you, no veggie. I don't want like a sun-dried tomato or whatever. But if it's got some chives or maybe some garlic or even the salmon one, I will take that for sure.
All right, so let's get going on these. I'll go first since I'm usually last first.
Wow.
So
glad someone else is tracking this. I don't.
Yeah, it'll be tough to keep track of this stuff.
I think these are okay. Actually, a little better than I thought. I thought I would not like them. I'm not a huge cashew fan, but they're all right. I can eat them. I'm not going back for much more, but they're not offensive. It's really this is the definition of an indifferent for me. So I'm going to give it an indifferent to that to start. Geiger, or we're going backwards. Chad, what do you think?
I basically agree with you exactly. The cashews themselves, I don't care about these nuts. This is a lame nut. The seasoning though is very good. It's a good execution of the seasoning. So that the fact that I like the seasoning kind of counterbalances that I don't really like these nuts. And I gave up after like 4 or 5. So yeah, this isn't indifferent to that. They're whatever. If you really like cashews though, I could see you liking these.
Yeah, D's nuts are some of my favorite. I like cashews. Of all the others, I'd say I like D's more than some of the other ones. So
more than Doe's.
More than Doe's. So I think for D's specific nuts, I would say I actually give them a like that. I like the everything bagel flavor. I like cashews a lot, so that makes sense. I do think the onion is super strong to the point where I couldn't eat a ton of these because it just gets to be overpowering. But I do think the flavor is good. And like I said, I like cashews. So this is an easy like that for me.
All right. Decent start. Like to indifference. It could win against the competitors we got here today. But as we know, it's segment time. So,
Yeah, okay. So, as you mentioned that this episode comes out on January 31st, which is backwards day, as you said, but historically, also a very famous event, 1961, a chimpanzee named Ham was sent into space by the United States, and he was recovered alive and well, of course, as part of the test of, trying to see about space flight. So, got me thinking about space and snacking in space. Snacking is what we do on this podcast. Space, something that happened on this day in 1961. Okay, so
Space happened? I think space existed. We just went there. I don't think space happened that day.
It didn't exist until Ham the chimp discovered it.
Our greatest explorer.
Okay, so this is a new game. We're gonna try this out, see how it goes. This is called Yummy or Scummy. Okay, so I've got 2 lists of food, and we're gonna go through them. It's 10 things each, but here's the thing: you have to say for each one if it's yummy or scummy, but you only get 2 scummies per list. Okay?
I have a question.
so am I waiting? Like, am I saying as each food comes up,
Yes.
yummy or scummy? So I can't use it. So I might have to, if I'm saving my scummies and then there's something good at the end.
Correct. Yes.
Or could I go back and retroactively remove a scummy?
No. Once you scummied, you're locked into that scummy.
Okay, one other question.
Yes.
What does this have to do with space?
Well, you'll see when we get to the
Okay,
list of
all
foods.
right. So it's
Is
like
ham
Tang
one
and
of the
shit like
foods?
that. Is ham? Yeah.
No. Yes.
monkey?
This chimpanzee. So, now remember, whatever you say is yummy, you have to eat that, and we're holding it to it. Okay? You have to eat things that
Okay,
you say are
no,
yummy.
Zach. It's very clear we need to hang on to a scummy because it's going to be like monkey jizz is the last one or something.
No.
You said you liked it. It's yummy.
Well, this is maybe a little bit of psychology here. You have to decide, how would I order these lists? Would I order them, as Novak said, and put delicious things at the end, which you then have to use a scummy on? Or perhaps the other way around? Let's see. All right, so first list here. This is pretty mild stuff. This is food that astronauts actually eat. Okay?
Okay.
And I got a little description for each one. We'll start off basic, what everybody expects me to say, astronaut ice cream, which you guys know, of course, freeze-dried ice cream. We've tried it on this podcast. Geiger, we'll start with you. What do you say, yummy or scummy?
How many scummies do I get? 3, you said?
2.
Two of
and
10.
how long? 2 of 10. All right, yummy then. It's fine.
Yeah, you can't use it.
Yeah, you can't use it right away.
I actually
It's not-
maybe gave it a like that, actually. So
Yeah,
I'm for sure
mild.
using my yummy on this.
Yeah. Not all of these things are bad. I mean, astronauts, they gotta
Their
live.
own shit.
Sally Fields' hair. Yummy, I guess.
All right, number 2.
Not Sally Fields, sorry. Sally Ride, I think was her name. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know who any of those people are. So, peanut butter tortilla. So, peanut butter and tortillas are 2 actual staples on the ISS. Tortillas, unlike bread, don't crumble as easily, while peanut butter is shelf-stable, packed with nutrients, and delicious. Novak, what do you say? Peanut butter on a tortilla.
I have no problem with that. Yummy.
Okay. Geiger, you agree?
My son does that constantly. No, I'm fine with that. I've eaten a few of his leftovers.
All right. Great. Moving on. Number 3, shrimp cocktail. So this is actually one of the most popular things in space, but the shrimp is dehydrated and then coated in a tangy, spicy sauce. It's allegedly so delicious, it's been a favorite since the Gemini 4 mission in 1965, and astronaut Bill Gregory even ate it 48 times in a row back in 1995. Geiger, what do you think?
Okay, well, he's a psychopath, but I would definitely. That's an easy yummy. Like you think if like in sometimes like prepackaged ramen, there's like dehydrated little shrimp. Well, it's probably not actual shrimp, but whatever, and it tastes fine. Like, nothing
Right.
wrong with that.
Novak, where you at?
All right, I'm going to make things interesting. I'm going to get them interesting
Oh
right off
my
the bat
God.
here.
Mhm.
I like shrimp, but I fucking hate cold shrimp. I hate it.
Wow.
What?
So it's
Cold shrimp?
I
You
don't know
you're
why.
gonna be eating yak shit or something later, right?
I know.
I mean,
Well,
okay.
yeah, I'm gonna create some drama here, so I'm gonna use one of my.
Well, yeah, that's gonna do it. All right.
But I don't want to eat that at all. I don't like shrimp cocktail at all. So I'm gonna say scummy.
Okay. I really like shrimp and I like cold shrimp, but I don't like shrimp cocktail because I don't like the cocktail sauce that comes with it. But I don't know if I would have given it a scummy. Here we go. Number 4, fish Veracruz. So this is fish in a tomato sauce. Some commanders have specifically banned fishy foods on their mission because of the smell, which also explains the downfall of a food that many astronauts recount as one of the worst, a packet version of fish Veracruz. The tomato sauce was supposed to mask the fishy smell, and while the flavor was appreciated by some, other astronauts still gag at the idea of the dish. So part of the problem here is you're reheating fish, right, in this like enclosed space. Novak, what do you think?
Oh, that sounds pretty nasty, but I used one of my scummies and it's at least cooked. So I'm gonna say yummy on that.
Okay, Geiger.
One of the problems with playing this game with me is I'm kind of a garbage bag. Like I'll eat a lot of shit.
Can I borrow some of your scummies?
I was like, do I have any leftovers? That sounds delicious. Like if I'm just eating it once, that I don't care. Like I'm sure that's one of those things. Like the first time, probably good. The like 15th time when the whole ship smells like fish Veracruz, I wouldn't like it as much. But I will definitely eat it. That's a yummy. I have no problem with that, at least to begin with.
Okay, here we go. Irradiated meats. So, contrary to what it might sound like, irradiation doesn't actually make food radioactive. Instead, it extends the shelf life by eliminating microorganisms and insects. Astronauts eat an assortment of irradiated meats, such as smoked turkey. So basically, they just like nail the meat with a bunch of radiation to kind of sterilize it before sending it up into space.
So it's totally good for you or healthy, in other words.
Yeah, it's like relatively normal meat.
Potentially give you superpowers.
But yeah, I was gonna say I could turn into the Hulk or something. So yeah, yummy.
Yeah, for sure, yummy on that.
Okay. No problems there getting over the.
Or halfway down in Geiger's still got two scummies.
Scummies stacked in the rack.
I've got a feeling you're gonna be glad you saved them, and I'm gonna be wishing I'd eaten shrimp cocktail.
This first list not so bad. All right, so number 6, liquid salt and pepper. All right, so they can't actually bring regular salt and pepper because it could get everywhere, get into equipment, stuff like that. So instead, they are turned into solutions. So water is the base for salt, and oil for pepper. So basically, if you want to put salt on a food, you got to squeeze it out of a tube, squeeze salt water onto your food. So Novak, what do you think?
That sounds would probably be gross, but I'd be actually really interested to see what that would be like. So I'm gonna give it a yummy.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be ideal only because it just makes your food wet. However, like it's no different than using like soy sauce, which is essentially just sodium that you're adding, like the flavor of sodium. So it'd be fine. It'd be weird, but I bet you'd be all right.
Yeah. Okay. Number 7, borscht. So you guys know what borscht is?
Mm-hmm.
It's like beetroot soup. So this is popular amongst the Russians, but they have to basically condense it down and stick it into like a tube. So you're sort of like squeezing this like tubed beetroot into your mouth. What do you think, Geiger?
I don't love beets, but I bet you if I was up on a ship and I had limited options, eventually I'd be like, just give me the beetroot. Like I just do something different. So yeah, I'll eat it. I'm hanging on to my scums for now. I'll eat it.
I want you to have you eat every damn thing. There's no way I'm using my scummy on something this sort of innocuous. So yummy.
Okay. All right, number 8, rehydratable mac and cheese. NASA explains in space, astronauts eat many rehydratable foods. So astronauts use water generated by the spacecraft's fuel cells to rehydrate things like mac and cheese. I can't imagine that tastes all that great. Certainly not a creamy, rich mac and cheese, but I don't know. What do you think, Novak?
It's probably not great, but it's probably also not offensive. So yummy for that one.
It's probably not that much different than making Easy Mac with the powdered cheese and like dry noodles. You're just adding water to it and stirring it up. So it's I mean,
but
plenty. What?
You're gonna shit all over zero gravity once you eat that thing.
Yeah, that's everyone else's problem. That's fine.
That's not your problem if you're shitting in the space.
Well, okay. I also don't think the bathrooms are just open air where you just shit in the air and try to push it out the window. Like there's a toilet you're shitting into. So
you open up a little space porthole and like plug your asshole right up against it and just shit into outer space.
like Martians are like, there's like all this shit raining down on their planet. Did Geiger have mac and cheese again?
Okay, but keep in mind, you've got your 2 scummies left, and there's only 2 items left.
I'm gonna hate these last 2 things.
In a great position, yeah.
All right.
Hey, but it's mac and cheese. Why am I getting shit for
Do you have to use scummies?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right, I might have wished to use it on the beat then, depending on what's coming up. I just predicted
Juicy
Chad.
steak.
Lobster. Space blowjobs. Oh shit!
Space blowjobs.
Is that the Martians too?
Now you got to rehydrate them. You add water and they turn into a Martian. They suck your dick.
Turns out the Martians actually really love when Geiger shits all over them, and they're like, "Let me repay you with a space blowjob."
That's what they're called too. Space blowjobs.
All right, number 9, powdered coffee. So astronauts, when they want something to drink, they have to rehydrate beverages. All the beverages come in powdered form, like coffee, tea, apple cider, lemonade, orange juice. We tried Tang before. It's kind of the same idea. So imagine Tang as a coffee. What do you think, Geiger?
So you mean like coffee is now, where you take powder or like ground out coffee beans, put water in it? It's the exact same process. I mean, it's a little different. It's not.
Yeah.
You're forcing water through beans instead of like.
It doesn't matter what
guy
Geiger wants.
It doesn't matter. I have to say,
Yeah.
He does not get coffee.
I can't retroactively take beets off so I can have coffee.
No.
You're stuck with coffee.
Oh man, because I beat it for coffee sometimes. All right, fuck it, scummy.
I'm gonna use my other scummy.
Yeah, you hate coffee.
Yeah, I hate coffee. So,
Oh,
and so for
Chad
this
has
next
a knowing
one,
smile.
I'm eating it and Geiger's not. So bring on whatever the fuck you put.
All right.
You're the one that has to give the blowjob now.
Number 10, space blowjob. It's
It's Captain Me.
number 10, recycled urine.
Yes, Scully. Scully. I knew being a trash human would pay off.
So astronauts on the ISS found an ingenious way to keep up the supply of water, run urine through an intricate filter system for reuse as drinking water, and it's not just urine, it's also condensate, which is, quote, collected breath and sweat of the crew, shower runoff, and urine from animals on board the station. So they do say it tastes like bottled water.
So you got ham's piss in there?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's filtered and stuff, right?
Right.
You're just drinking it straight from the source. You're just like in the shower, lapping it off the floor and stuff.
Space blowjob runoff.
It's also some of the leftover from when I take my explosive dehydrated mac and cheese shits. I
Yeah.
squeeze all the moisture out of it.
Every time you have a lactose problem now, just call it condensate. You're like,
Guys, I'm brewing up some water for you.
stay out of the bathroom, everyone. There's a lot of condensate in there.
But it's still called recycled urine. For some reason. It's a big cup of brown shit. What the fuck?
That's how I pee. In space.
So I guess I'm gonna drink the recycled urine.
Yeah, that's right. You're eager for urine.
No, all right.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Take a nice big long swig.
Okay. So that's the first list. So the second list here, things are going to get a little weirder.
Wait, so we get 2 more nasties or whatever?
Yeah, 2 more scummies.
2 more nasties.
So real quickly, Novak, would you have kept your as is, or if you could go back, which one would you rescind if you wanted to?
Well, I'm obviously gonna avoid drinking the. I actually, if you had to, these are the only things you could get.
Mm-hmm.
You might want to have the water. What actually is water?
Best water? You want best
Right,
water.
because you need something to drink. But
Sure.
I would rescind it
Got
for
it.
this list, and I'd probably end up eating the shrimp, and still not having the coffee.
That's
Okay.
fair.
So the next list, now we're going into alien sci-fi foods. Okay, so these are foods that like various alien races eat in like movies or TV or whatever. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So here we go. Number 1, this is from Star Trek, and it's prune juice. The Klingon Worf was known to enjoy prune juice, which he proclaimed, quote, a warrior's drink when he was introduced to it by Whoopi Goldberg. So we'll start with you on this one, Novak. What do you think? Yummy or scummy?
I thought this was gonna be some like weird made up shit.
Yeah, I know. Well, it probably will be, just like a...
I mean, that's pretty normal. I will drink the prune juice. I'm gonna have to say,
Okay. One time Picard ate an apple. What do you think, fellas? I mean, I think you gotta take. There's gonna be some crappy shit coming up, or stuff that we don't even know what it is, like a Snarfablat's leg or something.
It
Like.
has to be really bad on the first one for me to use the scummy right off the bat.
Right. All right, fair enough. Okay, number 2 from Star Wars, live frogs. Jabba the Hutt is a pretty big dude. To keep that masculine figure, he has to regularly consume mass quantities of live frogs. Must be noted, though, that he'd probably eat just about anything placed in front of him.
I thanks for providing that description. I wouldn't have known what live frogs meant if you hadn't described Jabba being fat.
You know who else eats live frogs is Baby Yoda.
Yep, Baby Yoda. Spoiler.
Spoiler. That's the key. That's the key
plot point. The Mandalorian is basically all about his frog consumption.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
And space blowjobs.
Boy, this is tough because
This is tough.
there's gonna be grosser shit. But the thought of putting a live frog in my mouth is fucking vile. Especially because it's like a health hazard. You're eating like all its organs and like bile and its asshole and stuff. Like, that's scummy.
You're eating all its condensate.
All its condensate. It's kind of a bonus. You're getting some extra condensate while you're doing it. But no, I'm not doing that.
Wait, so you're using your scummy, Geiger?
I will use one scummy. Yes.
I'm also going to use a scum. We're going to be right off the bat scummies because
Scum Brothers.
I hope there's not a lot of other live things, but eating something alive is really frightening to me. So I'm definitely taking the scummy here.
Okay, I can neither confirm nor deny that there are other live things on this list.
All right. Space blowjob, does that count as eating something alive?
Wait till you get to Chewbacca cum later. You're gonna have to.
All right, number 3, switching back to Star Trek. Gog, spelled G-A-G-H. Klingon's signature dish is called Gog, which is essentially just a plate of worms. But not just any worms. Klingons eat something called, quote, serpent worms. And the picture that accompanied this, they did look cooked. So I don't think these are live worms, but they are worms. Serpent worms. Novak, what do you think?
We're too early in the list. I'll eat the worms or at least cooked. So I would rather eat a cooked worms over a live frog. But even though I don't know anything about a serpent worm, but I'm going to just assume it is worm-like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gaga.
No, I'm gaga for gog. I'll eat some, put some gog in my mouth. I'll eat them.
Okay.
I'll eat them. They're at least dead. I'll take that.
All right. Moving on to something totally different. From Babylon 5, Spoo.
Spoo!
So, many of the alien races in sci-fi classic Babylon 5 are fond of a foodstuff known simply as Spoo. What is it? Why? It's worms mashed up into cubes, of course.
Worms again? What the fuck?
What the fuck is worms?
It says, seriously, aliens have a love affair with eating worms.
Wait, so it's just mashed up worms that's made into like a solid cube?
Yeah, or like I saw the picture had like people eating it on like a burger patty, you know? Like in
People?
Or whatever the alien.
Oh, I thought you made it sound like, also the fans of the show, just do it.
No, the actors.
Yeah, I would do that. I mean, it's if I was going to eat a dead worm, at least I'm still eating a dead worm, but in like a form that doesn't make it look like a worm.
I was eating a worm in the last one.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep eating the worm. This time I get a hamburger bun with it.
Yeah, that seems better.
A nice burrito spoo. A spoorito.
All right. Number 5 from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster, which is an alcoholic drink that is described as, quote, having your brain smashed out by a slice of lemon wrapped around a large gold brick.
That you realize that description does not help.
It doesn't make any fucking sense for something you drink.
That's like a fucking Mad Lib refrigerator magnet that somebody did.
Yeah, that book is pretty much like that from start to finish. It's just nonsense. What do you think, Novak?
Well, it's a drink. I'm drinking a brick. I don't fucking know what to think. I'm just for sure gonna not. I mean, it doesn't sound disgusting in description, so I'm gonna take it as a yummy.
I'll get fucked up on space booze. That's why not.
Did you just almost say on space jizz?
No.
It sounded like we're talking about space booze.
I'll drink a bunch of space jizz. Oh, that's not what we're talking about? I mean, I do it anyway.
Okay, here we go. Number 6 from Farscape, something I've never seen or not even sure I've heard of. Roasted spider soup. The resident culinary guru in the world of Farscape is named Granny, and her signature dish is a delicacy known as roasted spider soup, made exclusively from the meat of the Woloxian arachnid. So, Geiger, what do you think? Roasted spider soup.
How many score call? How many are left on the list?
There's 4 more after this one.
How big's them spiders?
They had a picture, and it was like a huge.
Okay,
yeah, it was like.
So
a
I'm really
huge
just
spider.
eating a chunk of meat. I'm not eating like legs and little antenna and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'm
probably
eating like and they probably take the fur off if they're even.
One would hope.
No.
No, no, leave the fur. All right, I'll eat spider soup, I guess. Will you? Give it.
I'll
to
take
me.
the spider soup too.
Yeah.
Eating the live frog is still heads and tails the worst
Yeah,
amongst
that's
any of
true.
these.
Okay, well, let's see what you think of this one. From Alien Nation, spoiled milk. So it says human beings tend to enjoy foodstuffs before they begin to rot and start us to get us sick, but aliens give it to them as rotting and curdled as possible. Novak, you gonna drink spoiled milk?
That's really gross. It's really disgusting.
Mhm.
If you've ever opened a gallon of milk that's old and it was chunky, it was in the back of your fridge or something, it's vile to even be near it or smell it.
Yeah.
But it is at least an earthly food.
Yeah.
So I'm still going to have to, and there's still 3 left after
3
this.
left. Mhm.
So I cannot use my scummy. I'm going to have to use a yummy.
Okay. Geiger.
I mean, so what we're saying is Houston rapper Lil Flip was a big fan of Alienation because he'll treat you like milk. He'll do nothing but spoil you. Still one of the dumbest rap lyrics I've ever heard.
This is also going to make you condensate your pants.
Yeah, no, that's the problem. I don't drink regular milk, let alone old ass milk that's like when curdled. The thought of drinking curdled milk is revolting, and I think why
use it.
I am going to use my second scummy is because I know that's bad. Like arachnian spider soup might be delicious. I don't fucking know. But I know for a fact cottage cheese in a jug is going to taste like shit. And I will wind up just browning out that poor Martian planet with my
They love it, though. We
shitting.
just have established.
Just really like it, yeah.
Mars is being browned out again. Everybody pucker your lips.
It's curdled milk day again on the USS Geiger. Thank God.
What if it was spoiled lactate? Would that change your tune or no?
No, it's still gross. That's just chunky milk is disgusting.
Yeah, I will say, knowing this list, I would, for me personally, because I'm so revolted by spoiled milk, I would probably say scummy for that. That would be one of my scummies because it's disgusting.
Okay.
I'm hoping your other scummy is going to be something that's just awful later.
All right, number 8, from the movie District 9, cat food. So the aliens in District 9 prawns have a very strong liking of cat food, which has an effect similar to the effect of catnip on cats. If you guys remember, prawns will trade their weapons in exchange for cat food.
Yeah,
that's how much they love it. What do you think, Geiger? Cat food. You have a cat.
Yeah, I do. It's so wet food or dry food?
That's a huge question.
Yes.
I think in the movie it's wet food.
Shit.
But,
well, I gotta say yummy, but that's fucking gross. I would almost rather eat a live frog than eat wet cat food. It smells so fucking. Yes. Have you smelled wet cat food? You don't have a cat.
Yes. Well, I know what wet animal food smells like.
It smells revolting. It smells.
You
really
ate the potted meat.
Yeah, and I almost threw up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have to say, I already used my scummy, so I have to say.
Yeah. Do you feed your cat wet or dry?
We feed it dry. My old cat growing up, we had to feed wet because he had like health problems or something, and that wet food was like medicinal for him or whatever. But and I had to feed it, and you'd open the can up and just slop, and it's this wet, oily hunk of ground up horse hooves or something. It's disgusting.
Novak, what do you think?
Wet is 1,000 times worse. I agree. It's just disgusting. Yeah. Dry, I would have had no question, but I'm still gonna eat it over.
This guy's eager.
I still think that some of the things in the cat food, they're still earthly bound things. So I'm just waiting on something awful.
So to be clear, you'll eat the most disgusting, vile things as long as its origin is Earth. Like you'll eat like human fecal matter because it came from a human.
Well, if it was that or alien fecal matter,
Just took 9 turds.
So I still got
Okay.
one left.
All right.
You still got one left. All right. So here's one that maybe you guys are kind of familiar with. We talked about a couple weeks ago. Number 9 from the TV show Alf, cats. So
So I'm eating cat food either way.
yeah, cats are small carnivorous mammals native to planets Earth and Melmac. On Earth, they are usually kept as pets, but on Melmac, they are usually served on lunch, breakfast, or dinner.
Novak, it's earthly.
That's true.
Some known Melmacian cat dishes include chili cat, El Gato stew, feline and fries, calico claws, cat tails, whisker omelet, breast of cat, cat's benedict, fillet of cat, stir-fried cat, feline mignon, and cat fudge sundae.
So somehow, hold on, cat fudge sundae. So somehow all of the dishes on Melmac are the same as on Earth, just what cat inserted into it. They're the exact same recipe book. All right.
I mean, well, so the question is, do you want to eat like 80s and 90s icon Alf? Novak, what do you think?
Okay, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you presented me with 2 plates, one that had cat food and one that had cat, I would reach for the cat food. I would be much more disgusted to eat cat. I get that it's meat and it's an animal that we know and we eat plenty of other meats. But it would be really gross to me. I think I would gag just having to do it. And I think that Chad may put something really delicious at the end here to try to fuck with us. I'm putting my eggs in that basket. So
remember in Star Trek when they had a hot fudge brownie?
So I'm using my final scummy.
Yeah.
I'm banking on Chad. Doing reverse psychology here. So my last one. What do you think, guys?
Even if I didn't have a scummy, no scummies left, I would not use it on this. It's meat. Like we have a hang up with cats because they are known to us as pets, but it's just meat. Like they eat.
What do you think's in the cat food?
No, it is, but it's like shittily prepared, like sloppy, smelly, ground up. Like it's like potted meat. It's the difference in eating.
I'm
potted
sorry, but
meat
Gordon Ramsay's not cooking this fucking cat for you.
Well, no,
So
but I mean, would you rather eat potted meat or like chicken? You'd rather eat chicken because it's just it's roasted meat. All you're doing is taking the hair off, roasting this fucking thing. It'll taste fine. Give me Shadow. Shadow, come here.
You would have no qualms. There's no animal that you would have any would be gross to you to have to eat.
No. I don't want to eat cats. However,
watch me take a bite out of Shadow right now.
I don't want to eat cats.
I don't even like cats.
But I like cats even. But I'm saying like of all these gross ass like live frogs and worm cakes and cat food and all this shit, just a roasted piece of meat, I can separate myself from it in that instance relative to the other things to say, okay, it's just meat. I can eat it.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see what we're both eating.
All right.
Okay, last but not least, many people forget that this is an alien, but Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors, people. So you guys are both eating people.
No!
It's just meat, Gagger. It's just meat.
It's just meat. Well, Gordon Ramsay's not preparing a person for you.
Look, ladies, I don't want to actually eat meat, but Betsy, come here. I'm going to take a bite out of you, Rob.
All right, I guess I got to eat a person. All right.
Yeah, in retrospect, I would definitely not. I'd use my scummy on the person.
I'd probably, but which one would you remove it from? Cat or frog?
Cat.
Yeah. What did I use? It was on curdled milk or frog.
Yeah.
You know what? I'd have to fight my way through and just drink the curdled milk. I could not eat a live frog.
I'm like, how would you rather drink curdled milk than eat a fucking live frog?
I don't know. I do know. I wouldn't. Actually, I know very well.
What is that? Is human the other one you would have picked, Chad? I assume.
Yeah, for me, it was human and spoiled milk would be the two that I would do. I'd eat a live frog. I don't know.
Oh my god, I would have a hard time just like not just the taste of it, but the mental part of just eating something live.
Is it like squealing in your mouth?
It is. It's an alien frog, so it talks.
Ribbit!
Yeah, right.
Novak, stop! Crunch. He knows your name somehow. I don't know.
All right, let's
Yeah.
get to our second snack.
Which one are we doing?
All right, we've got the David Energy Packed Mix. So we're gonna eat David. We're eating human now.
Moving on to people.
The energy part of him. So this is a bag of lentils, pumpkin pepitas, sunflower kernels, and chickpeas, all ranch flavored. They are roasted and seasoned. David is the sunflower seed company.
Now, I don't like chickpeas traditionally, so I'll have to see because I don't like hummus. I don't like falafel. And
These things don't smell great when I open the bag.
do you feel more energetic though after eating them?
I think the seasoning is kind of nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think David tastes pretty good.
Just put a little liquid salt and pepper on him and take a big bite.
All right, Chad, you're up first this time around. What do you think of these bad boys? Have you got a little of everything yet?
Yeah, if you look in the bag, it's like mostly the little stuff, like there's not a lot of, at least for me, it's like all little green things.
Yeah.
Pepitas.
The pepitas and the sunflowers.
It's like 90% that.
Oh, actually, there's those little like brownish ones. I actually think those are the chickpeas, aren't they? And the bigger ones are the lentils, the big round ones. Or no, those are lentils. The little ones are lentils. It's lentils and pepitas, I think.
Yeah, I don't think I like these. I don't know, the mix is just, it's not enough variety between the different flavors of the stuff, and the aftertaste here, now that they've been sitting in my mouth for a few minutes, is not that appealing to me. Yeah, I think, and these individual components are not really things that I would probably eat on their own too much. I think there's just not enough good flavor there. So I am going to give these a mild dislike that.
All right, Geiger, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm with Chad. I like pumpkin seeds a lot, and I like pepitas a lot. Or that does the same thing, pumpkin. And I like sunflower kernels, but I don't like chickpeas. Like I said, I don't think I like lentils either. Neither in the ranch. I got some bites where there was not that much seasoning, and then I got some where it was like all ranch. It was just kind of inconsistent. And then
Yeah.
Chad, I agree with Chad, the aftertaste, and I chalk it up more to being lentils and chickpeas and stuff, but the aftertaste is bad. I do feel like I have a ton of energy right now. I think I could just run like a marathon. I'm just packed with it. But,
Go do it.
Sorry, David, I don't want to eat you anymore. I will give you a dislike that.
Oh, well, I totally disagree with you guys. Maybe I was right on with that eating humans thing, because I think David's very tasty.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah.
I like these sunflower seeds, so let's all become cannibals.
Right. This is a bag of his nail clippings, isn't it? I don't know. I like the ranch flavor. I think it's very good. And actually, I'm surprised. I really like sunflower seeds. So that's good. And I think the other pieces are all decent. I'm enjoying it. I'm going back for more. I'm going to give it a like that. So we're actually going to get a like and 2 dislikes. I'm surprised. I thought I wouldn't be alone on that one.
I probably would have gone like if the aftertaste, or at least indifferent, but the aftertaste is just bad. Just
the Everything Bagel Cashews still in the lead with just Mr. Peanut to come along and try to win the whole thing.
Isn't he dead? Why is he like on this package?
This is the freshest of the things we have here today, so.
No one dead allowed on a package, and redo all the Paul Newman things.
Yeah. Burn all the Newman's PB cups.
Captain Crunch is still alive? Are we sure?
I think at one episode we established that Mr. Peanut was like a hobo.
Yeah.
Who had found a top hat and cane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that one episode we established a whole lore for Mr. Peanut, right, guys? Who wants to hear it again?
And then weren't you going to like show up at somebody's house dressed as Mr. Peanut? What was that story about? Like a guy saying his son never came to visit.
Yeah, something like that. Some guy in my neighborhood. He it's like son never comes to visit or something. But and so I'm Mr. Peanut. There you go. That's
I can't imagine why we haven't called back to that more often.
Logical point A to point B, you know.
And he had a backward shirt. Here we go. All right, so these are the salted caramel peanuts. So we've all had salted peanuts, obviously, but not the caramel variety.
It's kind of like a honey roasted nut, just different.
Ooh.
Oh, the caramel flavor is pretty prominent there.
They have a decent amount of salt. I'll say that. I always thought these would be really super sweet.
Is that all salt on the top? If it is, it's very heavily salted, but
No, that's got to be some of the.
it almost
caramel.
seems like sugar. Yeah.
It's like a honey roasted thing.
Hmm.
Sugar and brown sugar are two of the top 3 ingredients. I'll let you guess what the other one
Dark brown sugar.
is. yeah. Condensation.
Mr. Peanut's condensation.
Wait, is sugar higher on the ingredients than peanuts? Oh, no, okay.
No.
Because that would be wild.
This is a ball of sugar.
Sugar, sprinkling of peanut.
You open it up, there's one peanut and just like the rest is sugar. Fish for the peanut.
Geiger, you're first.
It's okay. I like honey roasted peanuts a fair amount, but we've established time and time again I'm much more of a salty than sweet guy. These are not as sweet as I thought they'd be, but I don't even love caramel that much. So after like a couple handfuls of these, which is probably a normal person's surfing size, I was probably done with them. So I don't know if I'd go back to these. They're not bad. I think for someone who likes caramel, these would be a nice like shake up to like a honey roasted peanut or like a candy coated, cashew or something. But for me, I'm gonna have to give it an indifferent. They're fine. I'm not a huge fan, but I can see where they'd be good for someone else.
I disagree. I'm not. I waited the whole episode to agree with one of you guys,
You just couldn't.
and actually wrote out something in reverse. All right, I typed it up in reverse.
What? Oh fuck!
I'm just gonna say it now. I'm gonna pretend that you
Wait,
said
before the
these-
episode, you did
No,
this?
no, just as we were going.
Okay.
I was like, oh, because I wanted to say this, and then I'm like, oh, I'll say it in reverse.
All right.
But I'm gonna pretend you said they weren't good, right?
Hey, oh
Because
man,
that's
these
what
were
I
not
wanted to say.
good. These weren't good
There
at
you
all.
go.
Wow.
Said be needed. What? Thank you.
I mean, you did said what needed to be. Thank you.
Did you what? Body's your? Or something. I didn't write it out.
I wrote it out and still said it wrong.
Me too. It's.
Anyway, they're not good. It doesn't do sweet or salty well is the problem. If it did one of the two well, if it was like nicely salty and had a little sweetness, that'd be fine. Or if it just went all sweet, it's just really confusing to me. I don't like. I don't think it's good. I'm gonna give it a dislike that. So in order for this thing to win, he's pretty much got to get a love at this point.
Well, I'm not worried about that.
Well, Novak said B2 needed. What said you? I agree with Novak. I think the caramel doesn't work here, and I love a honey roasted peanut. Right, like that is the type of peanut that I will pick. But here with the caramel, it's just not a very pleasant flavor to go with the peanuts here. They didn't do it right. It's a good idea. I like where their head was at, but it was a bad execution of it. I think they are too sweet, and the flavor combination just isn't working for me. So these are also getting a dislike that.
All right. So the winner of the day, the Everything Bagel Cashews, which is shocking.
Our last snack won. Who would have thought?
I know.
Yeah. Usually, well, if in a true reverse, we would have had to declare the winner first, right? Like up front.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
So, Geiger, you took your kid to the doctor?
Your segues are even smoother when we're working in reverse. Yep. Let me do this in reverse. So, the diagnosis, no. I took both my kids to the doctor recently. Here's the diagnosis. You want to read the sheet?
I took him to the doctor. He roasted him up. Diagnosis: delicious.
I said, doctor, what's wrong? And he said, his shirt's on backwards. And I said, oh, perfect.
You've been feeding him a cube of worms. No, so I took my kids in for their like annual checkup or whatever. And we both, all three of us went in there, and she just took turns doing their whole reflex thing and measuring everybody and all the stuff that they do. But then it became time at a certain point where the doctor had to check their nether regions, just make sure everything was okay. So She asked my daughter to leave the room and asked me if it was okay. I said, sure. And so she's explaining, as a female doctor, and a very nice, like prim and proper doctor, explaining to my son what's going to happen just so he's not thrown off. He's like, I'm just going to look under here and make sure everything's okay with your penis and your testicles, or, your balls. And I literally looked over and I'm like trying not to cry. It was the weirdest, your balls. And Jake goes, okay, like he's all into it, and I'm like,
he was into it.
Well, I know.
He's like, oh, D's nuts. Okay,
yeah.
D's nuts.
Oh yeah, you're gonna like what you see. But I'm like, I've never heard a just so casually call them balls. That's such a weird. That's kind of a vulgar thing to call it, like testicles. Like, and I figured maybe she's just trying to like put it in terms he can understand. Like testicles is maybe a term he hadn't heard before. Because I usually call him his balls when we walk around the house. I'm like, hey, how are your balls? And he'd be like, what? And I go, your testicles? I go, oh.
She checks them out. She's like, oh, your balls are on fleek, just trying to relate to you.
Yeah. Yeah. He turned to me, she goes, nice balls, and just give him a big thumbs up. She wrote on his chart, pristine balls.
Did she just keep like she knew it was an issue, but she just kept searching for more words, and she was like, your junk, your testes, your grapes,
your
scrote.
Hey, your nards are great. I gotta look at your scrote. Here's your dick. Yeah, your dick's fine. We called it dick in here, sir. Let me
dick. Oh, I'm sorry, schlong.
Let me observe your meat and 2 veg real quick.
All right, hold on. We got your scrote. Yeah, your ball bag. Okay, everything's here. The balls are inside the ball bag, and yeah, here's your tallywhacker. All right, now don't ever whip it out and attack her. So,
how about that vast deference?
Yeah. So yeah, then she called my daughter back in and then did the same. She did not call my daughter's apparatus anything bizarre either, but I don't know. It's a small story, but I just thought it was strange for her to call him his balls.
All right, so I'm going to check on your vagina, or balls, as they say.
Now I'm confused, doctor. Oh, no, that's a new thing. We call those balls as well. What? All right, Jake, your fallopian tubes are coming in nicely. Wait, what? They are? Oh, yeah, no, that's a new thing for balls. Huh? Yeah, it was a really confusing... It was just rather surprising. I was also trying not to laugh because I'm an infant, but it was just hilarious hearing a doctor say the word ball.
I hate when doctors like try to get chummy, like when you just go as an adult and they like are trying to say, not say stuff like balls and stuff, but almost to that point where they're, especially when and it's usually only men doctors that'll do that with us and are trying to like sound hip or cool, like, hey, I don't know. I can't think of something exactly to say, but they're just like trying to be overly friendly. You're like, just fucking be the doctor and check me out.
How about those bears, huh? Yeah, I really railed my wife last night. Fist bump. Okay, anyway, you have cancer. What the what?
Oh, you want to watch this video of this space blowjob I got the other day? What the fuck?
And Meatmore really knows how to work the balls.
It was a brownout on Mars, so I immediately dropped trow. You know how it is, buddy.
Let's take a look at that schlong and balls. I've got an ear infection.
I don't know how to say this, but you got a really nice dick, pal. Thanks. High fives me. You been losing weight? Yeah, no, I don't like any. I think I might have talked about this before. Like any sort of situation where we have, I don't mind them being friendly, but like the worst is like haircuts where they just try to talk to you. I don't want to say a fucking word. Just cut my hair and I want to leave. Or like dentists will talk to you and your mouth's like you can't even talk. You're like your mouth.
Yeah, they're nice balls. Thank you.
Yeah. I just shaved them for you. I'm kind of confused what this has to do with the exam, however.
Hey, guess what? Your balls are on backwards. Arr.
Why did you just say "ard"?
Also, why is the dentist talking with his mouth?
It's backwards there. You're operating on him.
Yeah.
This is Inception Dentist, where there's also somebody working on him at the same time as he's working on you.
My dentist growing up was my dad's best friend, and he would just tell me these like horribly filthy jokes while working my mouth, and I'm just like gleeking everywhere because I'm laughing. And like spit's coming out. No.
Did you guys hear the recent article that was really famous about that dentist who was fired for like doing oral surgery on a hoverboard?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. They've got like YouTube videos of him like he's like floating around on a hoverboard like while working and stuff, and they fired him for being like unprofessional and stuff. He like lost his job.
Yeah, that sounds pretty fucking unprofessional, I would say.
Yeah, and he was getting like space blowjobs while he was operating on patients and stuff, doing like root canals with his balls and twigging berries out. Yeah. You can hear
All
that?
the doctors have their balls out.
He's on that hoverboard. He's like, all right, drop your pants. I'm going to examine your plate of worms. Here we go.
Yeah, it is like, in retrospect, super tone deaf. You just see him like, hey, he's like wheeling into frame. And also, I think it's because he was filming them without their consent or something. He was like posting it on his Instagram and stuff like that. Pretty much the dumbest
Also,
thing.
don't hoverboards sometimes spontaneously combust? So he's just like in the middle of drilling and just like, oh shit, it's on fire. Oh well, gotta finish this surgery.
I don't think he was. I think he was doing a checkup. I don't think he was drilling into their mouth while on a hoverboard. But maybe, I don't know.
Which would you least want the doctor being on a hoverboard for? The ball check, a dentist, or haircut person?
Ooh.
Which of these doctors would you least want on a haircut? Doctor of cosmetology.
Doctor of style.
The doctor said, I mean, my hair will grow back. My balls will grow back. No, I mean,
yeah, but you're gonna have a giant like you've been scalped. I don't think the top of your head's gonna grow back.
Excuse me, doctor. I use the number 3 shaver, please.
well, he's the ball check is just looking at you. He can hoverboard at his heart's content, just staring.
I
at
think
my
ball's
dick.
probably
Yeah.
the
it's the
easiest one,
easiest one.
actually.
Yeah, I mean, he
Yeah.
might inadvertently tickle him. Like it's gonna be great.
What kind of balls check do you get?
I mean, what's the worst case scenario? Like loses control and like grabs onto you to like keep his down.
Holds onto my dong. It's chaos. Oh. Whips his tweezers out, grabs my dog, and is just holding up somehow. Well, sorry there, friend. Yeah.
The other two, it's tough to choose between the other two. But I
think
guess
it's
the dentist would be the worst.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
dentists. These are the worst. He's got like sharp implements near your mouth.
Yeah, they need to be very precise.
I'm picturing like this 50-year-old like lady who just never been on a hoverboard. Just a pair of scissors, just like
Stabs me in the arteries. Just right through my neck. Whoops. Sorry, I don't know anything about hoverboards.
She like can't control it, just speeds by and tries to with the clippers like as she's going by.
Hey, bro, you would look great with frosted tips. I'm like bleeding out on the floor. Like,
Just takes your head off with the clippers as she goes by.
what kind of clippers are they using on you? They're shaving your whole head off. The fuck? That's a lawnmower, not clippers.
They can decapitate you.
just an axe to take your hair off.
Oh, sorry. I usually have my gardener cut my hair. Just uses the garden shears.
Yeah, for you, I mean, you're shaving your head anyway half the time, aren't you? So,
Yeah.
what's the worst they could do other than, I guess, gouge your scalp? That'd be bad. But
Yeah. They could shave off my head. That's what they could do. They could shave my shoulders. That's what that's called.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's going to. I don't know how to do a fucking end of the show and backwards, but
Before we wrap it up, just one last surprise for you guys. If you look down right now, you'll notice that all your shirts are on backwards. What?
Oh, that's weird.
See, it paid off.
Full circle.
Excellent. Excellent, says the audience.
I'd be less impressed with you organizing that than somehow getting my shirt on backwards. Like fucking David Copperfield. I'll just riding by with a hoverboard, ripping my shirt off.
Oh, my next trick stabs you in the neck.
David Copperfield rides by and accidentally knocks the head off the Statue of Liberty. Whoops!
Just launches off the front of the stage into the crowd off his hoverboard.
Okay, you realize a hoverboard does not mean you're actually hovering 20,000 feet in the air to get up to the head of the Statue of Liberty. It's not the glider from Spider-Man, okay? He's not the Green Goblin suddenly. You're still on the fucking ground.
I might have hoverboards and jetpacks confused. I'm not.
All right. Well, we'll be back on January 24th when we go in reverse.
Wait, we're going... No, we don't head back toward 2020 this year.
Yes, starting today, we're going back in time. Yes. All right. We'll be back next time. We trying out 3 brand new snacks.
Howdy.
Hey there.